True life, I quit my job to travel around the world, and let me tell you, it was a fun but expensive journey. If y'all new here, my name is Thechelseakiara, and I'm going to tell you about the time I quit my job as a tax attorney to travel around the world for a year. So it was about October 2021 that I got married, October 2020, and it was going to be our first year married, and I wanted to go on a trip. I planned Costa Rica. My firm at the time, terrible. They were ball whip chain.
What's your name?
They told me that I had unlimited PTO. That was a lie. I put in my request for my day off for our trip. I think it was about a week. It was right during tax season, but I already had my stuff done. I feel like that's a caveat to mention. I put in my request June 2021. And so, you know, July comes, don't hear anything. August comes, still don't hear anything. September comes, I was like, all right, y'all not saying anything. What gives? Because whether or not y'all approve it or not, I'm gonna be here. And they gave me some BS excuse like, oh, well, you've already taken off so many days.
Your hands out of my face.
When I tell you, I really didn't take that many days off. I took off a day here to do errands.
Have you finished those errands?
No, I am not finished with those errands, and I never will be.
One of them was to move. I took off one day just to move. Some days I got sick because when I was working there, all my big trips, I didn't take any big trips when I was there. I would take trips when there was breaks or or I'd take like 2 days. So we would leave somewhere Saturday and I would take Monday, Tuesday off. Realistically, I probably took off a week and 2 days, week to 2 to 3 days worth of PTO. So it wasn't even 2 weeks. And what I was requesting, I don't know if I was requesting a week or not, but I think I was requesting like Thursday, Friday, and then maybe like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. So it's something like that. But we got married October 10th, so it was during that week, and that's the last day returns to be due. I already had my work done, and it was September, and the firm had a rule that said that if we didn't have your information by I think September 1st, we couldn't do it anyway. So I'm like, how can you use the excuse of, oh, we have to have filings if you just told our clients that we don't have to? And all my clients are accounted for, and anybody else, I've already told them that they're not going to have their returns filed. Everyone was okay. On top of that, this is why I tell people that jobs do not care about you, and if you can leave your job or if you can find another job, you should, because these people will dog you out, fire you in a heartbeat.
Would you like a job starting now? Why would I? You're fine.
I told them that what I was doing was for my wedding vows renewals, because I'm like, oh, we had a wedding during COVID, so we didn't get to really have our true stuff. Told them renewals just to see. And I'll never forget one of the supervisors, he called me. Now my supervisor was trying, like, because we had different offices, he was trying to get it cleared, and I told him, I said, if they don't approve my vacation time, do they really think I'm gonna choose this job over my husband when I don't have to work here? My man got what? My man had 2 jobs at the time.
My calls?
Who are you hollering at? File your own damn papers. I do not need this. My husband has 2 jobs.
And I hated the job too. I said, so I'm going to cancel my 1-year anniversary trip for a job that I hate, that doesn't respect me, that I don't need to be here, and not go on my trip. So my supervisor at my office truly understood it, and he told me, he's like, if I can get it approved, will you stay at the firm until the end of the year? And I said, I will do that, because he was ready to go. Like, when I tell you this place was a terrible job to work at, like everyone was trying to quit, especially in my office. If you can get it approved, I will stay through the end of the year. And that was my word. Another caveat to that is why I was already fed up, that they were trying to commit malpractice and trying to use me as a scapegoat. So I was already on thin ice with them anyways. So them not approving my PTO was just the fire that I needed to leave. The supervisor, he told me, oh, well, I haven't taken vacation here since I've worked here, and I've been working here for 3 years.
Huh?
I'm sorry, that sounds like a personal problem, because you should have taken your vacation time. You should take a time every single year. I know your wife hates you, or you must hate your wife, or you don't like your family, but I love my family, so you're not gonna guilt trip me into not taking PTO. He was just like, oh, well, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to deny it. Now, mind you, there was another guy, brand new hire. They approved his PTO to go to Hawaii to propose to his girlfriend. I was just like, someone with no training, not even been here 90 days, and he can go on his thing, but not me.
You're a racist.
Cause then they try to pull, oh, well, you was just out a few days ago. Oh, you mean when it was during COVID and things were sick and I got sick from my vaccine, so I went home, or the time that I had to move out of my apartment and I left early on a Friday because we shouldn't even be working all day till 6 o'clock on a Friday at a tax firm. Okay, if you really want to do that. So I quit.
I got an announcement to make. Ding, 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 ding. I quit. Oh, kiss my ass, everybody.
Best decision ever. We went everywhere. I went to Costa Rica. I went to Hawaii. I went to Paris. I went to Croatia. You saw in the preview. And now fast forward, it's been a year and I'm ready to go back to work. Although traveling nonstop is fun and I don't regret it, it gets expensive when you're pouring out a lot of money and not that same money is coming in that I was used to, because since I quit my job, that was like a whole income gone, and it was okay. We did miss some things, I'm not gonna lie. I missed some weddings, celebratory things here. When you do decide to put yourself first, and especially traveling, you know, you see it on time on Instagram, like, oh yeah, I quit my job to travel the world, I quit my job to do this and that. You have to be 100% sure that's what you want to do, and know that it can be a lonely journey. Not to the sense of that I was alone because I was with my husband, but you can get FOMO if you do care about stuff like that. Like, obviously, of course, I really wanted to go to the weddings that we missed. I missed 3 weddings actually. They were all in the summer for some odd reason, which only one I knew ahead of time, and the only reason why I really couldn't get to that wedding is because it was on 4th of July in DC. The flights, the hotels, everything was just so expensive. I could have flew to Paris and stayed cheaper than for 2 days in DC for their wedding. So realistically, price-wise, it just didn't make sense to do that. And I was really trying to make it work. I'm not even gonna go into that because that was like a long story short. Other weddings, I just found out last minute, and I wasn't going to cancel a trip to Spain to go to your wedding that you just told me a few weeks ago. If I was here, of course, but I'm not. So now this year, my other friend, she was in my wedding, she's getting married. My best friend, she's having a baby, and so I'm really trying to be present for those moments because I've been gone. Or even now, like when people text me like, where are you? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in France, or oh yeah, I'm here. They never know where I'm at because I'm never stationary. Like, I was a digital nomad, which was, like I said, fun, great, but that time made me realize that I didn't want to be a travel influencer. Not to say that I didn't like going out, but it gets tiring. I mean, I love to travel. I still do love to travel, but I'm taking a step back. I think our next trip will probably be April, May. Realistically, next summer will probably be our first trip unless we do something March. But again, my best friend's having a baby. I don't want to be gone and then she has the baby and I miss it because this is her first baby. We have a whole like running joke and everything. I want to be present there. So I'm taking a step back from traveling. Where do you think you're going? I had a straggler. But yes, so it's not to say that I don't miss traveling. It's just that when you are going to embark on that, like, oh, I'm gonna take off and travel the world, just be mindful that although it is doable, now it might be a little bit hard because airlines are trying to get their money back in blood. So it might be a little bit more difficult to really travel, because when I was traveling, it was during the pandemic, still kind of wearing masks, so cooties, germs, so flights were cheap. Now, today, 2022, 2023, trying to quit your job and travel around the world, realistically, you're gonna need $30,000 to $50,000. I mean, you gotta think you're not bringing money in, and so you're gonna have to pay for flight, hotels, hostels, Airbnb, you're gonna have to pay for food. Some people, they do work. I've never done that before, but that is a way to generate money. You can travel and do expat work, X, Y, and Z. But don't think that just, oh, I'm gonna quit my job and travel around the world and become a content creator for traveling. Like, that's gonna be easy. It is very hard. And I think that was my goal at the time, and I realized that it wasn't feasible, and the requirement that they wanted from you was so hard. You can go on YouTube anywhere and they'll all tell you that in order to be a travel influencer, you have to be traveling first for free, your own dime, and build up that credibility that, oh yeah, I've been here, I've been there, I know how to travel. Then that's how you can get somewhere. And that part gets expensive. expensive. And so that's why I realized that I don't think I want to do travel full time. I want to just be a regular content creator. So hence, because it's difficult. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that gave you some type of clarity on what it's like to quit your job and travel around the world. If you want to see the travels that I did do, I did vlog them. You can check out this playlist right here. It showcases most of the stuff that I have. If you want to see everything, you can always go to my Instagram at thechelseakiara, as well as my TikTok. It's in the link down below. Until next time.